Welcome to the next project and a rainy day in sunny Florida. So I'm indoors working on a Dean acoustic guitar. Well, what am I doing? It was a right-hand acoustic guitar, but now it's a left-hand acoustic guitar. So we're doing a little bit of work at the bridge on the saddle and a little bit of work at the nut, cleaning it up everywhere in between, and it's ready to go out the door as we start the next project. While I'm waiting for the skies to clear and the rain to go away, and I guess paint to dry and glue to dry and various other things, I decided to work on another little project that needs to go out the door pretty quick. This is a Dean acoustic guitar from I think the late 1990s, maybe very, very early 2000s. And it's a right-hand guitar, but it is going to a left-handed owner. So need to make a few changes. Can't just swap the strings around. Well, I guess you could do that, but there'd be an intonation problem in the strings. A couple of them wouldn't stay in the nut, things like that. So I'm taking it apart. Well, just taking the strings off it, and the nut off it, and the saddle out of it, and trying to figure out a plan as I go. There is a slight issue. The bridge is a little bit high, which makes the saddle a little bit high. The action was quite a bit high. Okay, you get the picture. So the saddle's out of the bridge, strings are off. I'm making a filler to put in the existing saddle slot that's in the bridge. Had a piece of mahogany, what is this? This is rosewood, sorry, it's not mahogany. Had a piece of rosewood that I'm carving down to fit. And we're gonna glue that in there as soon as I can get it to fit just snugly, but not so tight that, it's going to split the bridge. We don't want that. So we're getting it ready. A little more sanding, always more sand. Why does everything require so much sanding? Okay, now we have to figure out how to clamp that little strip of wood in the bridge so it can dry and be squeezed in tight. What am I going to do? Well, I think we're going to invent a new clamping system. Well, we're going to pretend we're inventing this. I'm sure somebody else has already done it. But we're going to give it a nickname or a product name, and we're calling it the diving board clamp. That's brilliant. I think we can market that. So it's glued in, it's clamped down. We're just going to leave it alone for a little while we go watch the rain fall. That sounds fun. Removing the clamp and the screws that are actually part of the clamp, and prying the diving board off the top here. There we go. Pretty simple. Couple nuts, couple little screws, and the filler strip is glued in there pretty good. Using a sharp chisel that looks kind of dirty actually. Just doing a quick carve, get it down close to where it needs to be, and then we're going to start doing some real work on this guitar. I'm excited. I had originally considered replacing the whole bridge on this guitar, but unfortunately, Dean, in its infinite wisdom, decided to use this really custom-shaped bridge, and it's glued on pretty well too. So I couldn't use kind of a standard bridge shape. I didn't want to make one of my own. That would take a fair amount of time, and again, this is supposed to be a fairly fast turnaround project. So we're just using what is in front of us and making the best of it. Quickly marking out and measuring the trajectory of the neck to the bridge, getting some pieces of lumber stuck in place that I can use as kind of a bridge to run my little bitty router across. Making up a routing platform as I go. This is a piece of 1/8 inch thick sign material. It's like an ABS plastic with a couple MDF side runners on it that keep the router moving in kind of a uniform direction. I've taped it down where it needs to be, and taking shallow passes, pull the template off, check the depth, put it back on, take a few more passes, check the depth, lather, rinse, repeat until we have it pretty much where it needs to be. Doing a quick E and E string up just to see how the height is. And now we need to start bringing the bridge down a little bit so we can then bring the saddle down some more. Yeah, boy. Just did a little bit of sanding. Took about a 1/16 of an inch off the top of the bridge, which then I was able to deepen the slot for the saddle a little bit and get it down about where it needs to be. Used a little bit of Burt's Bees furniture wax, I think it is, to kind of restore some of the color to Rosewood Bridge. And it's looking pretty good. That's a new, actually, it's called bone saddle, and I'm wondering if it's some kind of a composite material. It's hard, like bone. It smells like bone when you sand it, but it's a very uniform, really beautiful piece of saddle. And this is a new nut, bone nut. And again, I think it might be a composite nut of some sort. It's hard. It rings like bone, very bright sounding. It sands like bone, smells like bone when you sand it. Overall, it's going really well. Getting the E and E string slots kind of where I need them, and we're just going to keep moving on. Reinstalling the strings that came off the guitar because they were in good shape, and we're trying to keep the cost down and keep this project moving. So now with the strings on, I'm able to bring the string slots down to where they need to be, again, to improve the overall action. And this I brought, I want to say this was 1/8 of an inch at the 12th fret, and it's not electric guitar low now, but it's pretty close. The height at the 1st fret, I think it was like 40 thousandths when I first put this nut on, and now it's way down. I don't have a number for it now, but it's very low. No ringing, no buzzing, but I think a good entry-level guitar for a new left-hand guitar player. So this is going to be pretty exciting. He'll probably be seeing this video about the time he's getting the guitar, so hey, Merry Christmas. Now that the nut and the bridge are all where they need to be, I was looking at the rest of them, I'm like, it needs a little cleaning. The frets are in pretty good shape overall, not much wear at all on them, nothing worth really addressing, but they were a little dirty, a little grungy. The fingerboard was a little bit dirty, so giving the frets just a quick polish, and then I'll clean everything up really good. I used Mother's Mag polish on the frets again, but I'll clean everything up using a little bit of naphtha, lighter fluid, and just scrub all the grunge away. After this is done, yeah, you can see how much goop was on there. I'm using a little bit of that Burt's Bees furniture wax again. Paste, Burt's Bees paste. I don't know what it's called. Good stuff. Getting it all cleaned up, giving it a quick tune up. And I'm not going to have to do the intonation because that's built right into the bridge. That makes it easy. I like that. So now it's ready for, oh gosh, more cleaning. Yeah. Had to get some old fingerprints off it, I guess. It is ready for a left-handed guitar player, which I am not. I'm not even a right-handed guitar player. But that doesn't stop me usually. So we're pretty much done. The one other thing I really should have done to this guitar, and it hasn't happened yet, but maybe it will happen, is I should have put side marker dots on what would be the left-hand side of the, I guess would be the right-hand side of the neck? On the other side of the neck. Yeah.